Welcome to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with my friend, Pastor John McLean of Veteran Rescue Mission. How are you?
That's correct. I am very good. I'm here with a whole bunch of our friends in studio. It's like a friend party in this.
Yeah, and I brought my friends all my hot sauces.
Nice. Yeah, exactly. Who needs
Those
friends
are his
when you have
best
hot
friends.
sauces?
We also have Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance and Kelly with Dirty Cactus Soap, who brought us in some amazing smelly things again. And we're super excited about that. And we
I don't know if
some more of the
amazing and
stuff.
smelly things they go together usually.
Amazing smelling things.
Smell
They're
good
good
things.
smelling
probably.
things.
smelly,
Things
amazing,
that smell well.
stinky little things. That's no, there's some really good smelling stuff. Me and your car, my son's car, and my wife's car all smell like it. So.
The apple pie, the official smell of the Tucson Tasty
Absolutely.
Show. And you can go to Kelly's Facebook page and get actually order them if you'd like. And they're only $15 a piece. And wait, I don't know.
Well, the most expensive fancy ones with geodes and actual rock, little crystals and gems and things like that are little chips. Those ones are about $15, but you can get tiny ones for as little
But
as
these Tucson Tasty ones are very exclusive, so that's why they're $25.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I could definitely sell yours as well. Limited editions.
Yeah.
Limited editions.
For
That's
sure.
right.
But you did make a custom one for them. Is that
I
service
did.
you offer?
Yeah, absolutely. I found that, promotional items are wonderful, but everybody has a pen already or a koozie. So if you want people to start talking about your stuff, then you have to be able to create something different. What's more different than a unique smell? They're going to get in and say, what is that? Where did you get that? And then if your information's already on there, then your customers and your clients can start talking about your business for the next 90 days that the air freshener lasts. Some last up to a year.
And every time I open my door, I get hit with this amazing apple pie smell.
Yeah, I love it.
It smells like I'm walking into a bakery or Thanksgiving dinner.
It was
amazing.
so much better than the feet my car smelled like from my teenagers
God, I hope
before. So, yeah.
Well, that's another tip. Your kids do sports, throw
Yeah.
one in one of their duffel bags,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I always tell people once it fades a little bit, throw it in a gym bag or a drawer at the bottom of your laundry, hamper. Good to go.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
In addition to the air fresheners, what all do you offer, Kelly?
I also do soap. So that's where I really started is aloe vera fresh soap. And so I use fresh local aloe and I create soap in desert and Tucson inspired soap designs. So I'm excited. I brought one of my little Arizona sunset ones that I call Sonoran Sunset.
Oh,
Yeah, it
beautiful.
looks like the picture rocks in northern Arizona.
Yeah, and
It
then I got
really
the little
does.
cacti on top, and fun stuff like that showcases Arizona. I also do gem show inspired ones as well as our lovely rodeo culture as well. So
Yeah.
So she had
Those
some
have been really fun.
horse-shaped soaps on a rope.
Yeah, well, these are the freshies.
Or those are the air fresheners.
Yeah, these are the
there.
air fresheners. So you can hang these in your car. But I also have really fun soap that have cute little things on top of them that I've molded out of soap dough. So one that looks like a bale of hay, and one that looks like little peppermints, and ones that
That's perfect
smell
for
exactly like
rural
bits.
ranch, right?
That would be a great,
Absolutely.
great thing to have.
Well, before we get too far, shout out to the amazing people that make this possible. Our sponsors: Kiki Roger with Country Financial Insurance, Vero Premium Beef, ERC Junction, Veteran Rescue Mission, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Bella's Gelato, Dirty Cactus Soap, and Mafia Kitchen. Bella's Gelato, have you been over there recently?
I haven't. What's going on over there?
They're making an espresso all the time, and
Okay.
you put the the gelato right over the top of the a la mode,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Espresso
So that's where I'm going after I leave here.
That sounds heavenly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yes.
Very good.
And we got a little taste of Mafia Kitchen's calzones or
Cannolis.
cannolis. Forgive me.
Yes.
Cannoli.
Mhm.
Cannoli.
What's a
This morning,
cannoli?
what's a cannoli?
What's a cannoli?
Forget about it.
Some
Oh,
great
Blanket of
sponsors
heaven.
we got there. And I'm here in place of Ron for the guys.
For the
Next door.
guys next door,
Yeah.
brought to you by Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Absolutely.
And we went to Vera Earl Ranch, and we got to look at their amazing cuts of meat. Yeah,
Yeah. Did you bring any home that day?
I did.
Okay.
You missed out. We got like
What'd
a
you
bun-
have- what
she
have
gave
you
us like
eaten
a
already?
box of meat for free. I swear.
Really?
Practically.
Goodness.
Have
Practically.
you
No.
eaten any of the meat that you got from there yet?
No, because it's got to be a special dinner now. We did we did get the Thor's hammer, which is the beef shank,
Yeah.
and that's a special dinner because it's roasted, and when you cook that one, you brown the outside, but then you put it in the cast iron with essentially some butter and oil in the bottom. And it will push the marrow out over the top. It's essentially self-basting,
Oh, wow.
and it goes over the meat and just gives you that rich, decadent flavor.
Like a marrow
And
waterfall.
yes, marrow waterfall. Mm.
That's quite the image. I love
Right.
that.
There we go.
Juicy, salivating. He's like, I can't talk. My mouth
Oh,
is
wow.
watering too much to think.
I got to go home and cook.
Yeah, Wesley's ran to go get something to eat now. I'll be taking over the show.
But yeah, no, it was it's and then we got some chorizo, beef chorizo that they have made special for them, and then we also got ground beef, of course, because their ground beef is all 21-day aged ground beef. The whole thing, everything is, and then we also got some new. So they just released these beef sticks and some jerky, and I have never had better.
Really?
Oh,
It was
That's
amazing.
I wanted to grab some jerky too, but I just forgot to. But do you have some?
Not with me.
Oh,
I ate it all.
I have a thing with
You are
road trips.
so
I have
good.
to have jerky if I'm on a road trip,
Mhm,
right?
mhm,
You
mhm.
just, it's always great just to have that bag of jerky in the car ready to go.
You know, I can just listen to you talk all day long.
You're so funny.
I really
Oh,
do
stop.
love your accent. I know I know people with accents, like sometimes they're bothered by it when they go to a place where we're like,
Stop making
accent
fun of
wise,
her
but
Minnesota
I
accent.
could listen to you talk
you
all day long.
betcha.
I love
Don't
it.
you know?
Like I want to watch just reruns of Fargo, just like I feel like I'm
we
hanging
go to
out
the
with you all
boat
day.
show at the Fargo Dome. Anyhow,
What was the name of that
we're just
cartoon?
going off the rails right now, aren't we?
This is the guys next door.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it okay?
yeah.
It's a little more.
There was that cartoon, and it was in Minnesota.
It was Bullwinkle.
no
Rocky and Bullwinkle is
That-
from Little
they're
Falls,
Canadian.
Minnesota, or is
Um,
it Little Falls, or no? I can't. Oh goodness gracious! But
No. I'm talking about the Saturday morning cartoon show,
Mhm.
and it starts off like as a real life, and then they go into the cartoon or whatever. But the mom is, don't you know, all the time.
Oh, well, in Bobby's World,
Bobby's World.
Bobby's World, she had a
Oh
very
my gosh.
Minnesotan accent. Yep.
But it
throwback.
wasn't.
Did
Didn't
you
take
ever
place in
watch Bobby's
Minnesota.
I
Do you
never
know?
did know.
No, he's Canadian actually.
Oh, okay.
That is, he's on America's Got Talent. He has the what is his name? Or he's a comedian.
Oh yeah, yep. What's his name? with the-
Mendel.
with-
Howie Mandel.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah,
I
interesting.
believe that was his.
Yeah.
Yes, it
okay.
was.
his-
Oh, yeah.
And then Louis Anderson had a cartoon briefly about that
Uh-huh.
same time.
Uh-huh.
He was a comedian from Minnesota that was very
Interesting.
beloved.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, everything we didn't know about Minnesota. Minnesota Timberwolves are actually one of my favorite basketball teams.
Kick
believe it or
butt.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cubs are mine.
Yeah.
That's not
Same-
Minnesota. Yeah.
It's not a
It's the same
basketball
thing.
team either.
I did watch Rookie of the Year yesterday, though.
You did.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did you?
Nice.
The Cubs.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. Yeah, he was on the Cubs.
Yep.
Do you know the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, with the kid.
Thomas
yeah,
Ian Nicholas.
the
Breaks his
pitcher,
arm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yep.
Now
Love that
Minnesota
movie.
hockey
I'd
is
love it
really
too.
big, and the Mighty Ducks
What's
was
hockey?
Mm,
was filmed in the same town I went to high school.
okay.
So a bunch of my friends were extras when they filmed in Coon Rapids, Minnesota,
Huh.
because we were all that same age
That's
when the
cool.
movie came out.
Fun
Oh
fact:
my.
I didn't know
There we
that
go.
one of the girl that plays in Mighty Ducks, she's also the love interest of Thomas Ian Nicholas in Rookie of the Year. We were sitting here
Look at
looking at
that.
her.
Oh,
going,
yes.
Why do we,
We
know
can't
her? She's
plan
in other
that
stuff.
any
we
better.
looked it up. Yeah,
This is the guys next
perfect.
door.
There you go. When we
That
had
was
two
smooth.
women.
right.
You'll
You can
have
be
to-
the boys next door.
We're
Yeah.
gonna be at Vale Coffee next week or this week for the guys next door
Mhm.
having coffee with Ron. Hopefully, he'll make it to the coffee tomorrow morning.
I think he will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he can't, let me just say, I
Vale
volunteer as
Coffee
tribute.
is amazing. Yeah. Everybody's invited.
Everybody's invited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
everybody's invited. Vale
Everybody's
Coffee
welcome
is,
to be one of the guys next door.
is out on it's Wentworth and Colosso Cave, right across the street from the gas station out there.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
And it's a little
I love a good coffee.
food truck coffee shop.
Nice.
And
What
and
times
we
are the
get to
truck out there if people want to go check it out?
all day,
All
every
day long. I love it.
Yeah, regular
Yep.
operating hours. It's like a food truck coffee shop, but it's like
A stationary
it almost seems like a
yeah.
stationary. Yeah, it's a stationary setup.
Cute.
Go
Well,
check that out.
We'll see everybody out there, hopefully. I am Wesley Source, your host for the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll be right back. A special thank you to our sponsors, Kiki Rogers with Country Financial Insurance. She saved me $1,300 a year on my insurance, and recently she actually saved another one of our friends
$2,500
$2,500
a year.
A
We
year.
cut his bill in half for his home and vehicles.
That's incredible. Vera Earl Premium Beef, that's vepremiumbeef.com, ERC Junction, Veteran Rescue Mission, Bella's Gelato, Pitcher Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Dirty Cactus Soap, and Mafia Kitchen. I'm your host, Wesley Source. Stay tasty, Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source. Here with Pastor John McLean
Yeah,
of Veteran Rescue Mission. How
I
you
know.
doing?
We kind of like live together on this day, particularly.
We do.
Yeah. So now that
We
we
had
have
cannolis this morning.
we have
mac and
networking meetings
cheese,
every
and then-
Wednesday, so we have this and that and a little bit of this. So yeah, this is a busy day for us.
I never realized that coffee would help out with the burning sensation that you get from hot sauce.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we have David from Yellow Brick Coffee.
Mm.
Thank you
Hello.
for coming into the
Thank
show
you.
today.
Thank you so much for
And
having
thank
me.
you for teaching us that coffee helps with the hot sauce.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coffee helps with everything.
That's
it's a known
true.
fact.
That's true. That is a fact.
So I'm sipping on this amazing cold brew. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, the cold brew is brewed with our Guatemala. The Guatemala is from all women producers in Huehuetenango. We roast it to highlight some of its caramel notes, and then we brew it cold in a 24-hour process that involves grinding it coarsely and then refrigerating it for 24 hours. So we add cold filtered water to it, and then we filter that and add a little bit of water to it, and we pull it on our keg system. We distribute those kegs around town too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interesting. It's so sophisticated. I mean, we've had the good fortune of going to different coffee shops with one of our segments, and every time I learn about these processes, I never realized the sophistication that goes into creating coffee. With your, I mean, outside the cold brew and the sophistication you just described to us, what sets Yellow Brick Coffee aside from other coffee shops?
There are a few things. We certainly appreciate other coffee shops, but one of the things that really sets us apart is that we're a roastery. So all of the coffee that we have is roasted in-house. We roast all of our coffee to highlight its flavor profile, and then we also try to tell the story behind the coffee. So all of our coffee is traceable back to the farm or the co-op that it comes from. So I just mentioned the example of how that's from the women producers of the Codec Association in Huehuetenango. Other coffees that we have might be traceable to their farm or to their source as well.
Mm-hmm. Now you have a new location. How long have you been at the new location?
We've been there since March, so a little over half a year now.
Awesome! Congratulations. Where is it exactly?
Thank you. Yeah, we're on 800 North Country Club at the Benedictine.
And it's a beautiful location.
It is.
And you walk in and it definitely is inviting. And we were fortunate enough, we met with one of our other friends. She's actually a hospitality expert. And she suggested Yellow Brick Coffee. And I thought that was kind of funny because we were meeting with you the next day. But she was saying that when you walk in, you get to have a conversation with the host or baristas, if you will, making the coffee the whole time because you don't have this giant coffee machine between you and everybody else.
Yeah,
and it's very clean.
That was a big part of the concept was bringing in our hospitality background, kind of showcasing that connection between the barista and the customer. So kind of inviting you into our space, showing you what we do and why there is so much quality behind what we do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That we're weighing a shot or that we're timing the espresso and kind of dialing it in and how we pour latte art, and just the craft that goes into it. So it shows that, but it also allows for the conversation and that connection between the customer and the barista, and also that transparency that's really important and just kind of across the board in our company.
Now, you also have food, and I found out yesterday that you have Bubby's Bagels, which are my favorite bagels in Tucson. If you haven't had a Bubby's Bagel, they have two locations, River and Campbell, and Wilmot and Speedway, and hands down, the tastiest bagel in town.
It's, we love it. We have their everything bagel, we have the plain bagel, and then we have the jalapeno cheddar. So we have bagels and lox. We generally, you don't want to do the jalapeno cheddar with the bagels and lox, but if you do, no judgment on our part. Might not be the best combination, but I love our breakfast sandwich with the jalapeno cheddar bagel.
Yes, I didn't get the breakfast sandwich, but I got the chive. I think it was chive.
The herb cream cheese.
The herb cream cheese. Oh, it was very good. Very sorry you missed it.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed it as well. Yeah, even though, I mean, we did have Yellow Brick coffee, so it was I did get to enjoy like the ambiance of the place and get to take it all in. And I was just thinking in my head right now, my favorite part about superheroes is their origin story. So what's the origin story of Yellow Brick Coffee?
Yeah, thanks for asking. The name Yellow Brick Coffee is kind of a hat tip to my sister and my elementary school. So my sister started our company when she was living in Manhattan working at EY. They're both graduated from University of Arizona, but we moved.
Go Wildcats!
Yes, go Wildcats.
Bear down.
Yeah. We both moved away. I moved to Japan. She moved to Manhattan, and she was working in finance out there.
Same thing.
And right, totally, yeah, just like coffee.
Yeah.
So, but a friend of hers had introduced her to specialty coffee. She was kind of a coffee pod person, nothing very, very special or traceable about that.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of her had introduced her to what we call cupping coffee. So essentially tasting coffee in the way that we would, a sommelier might taste wine.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Interesting.
they would go cup coffee every Friday at a place called Counterculture Coffee, which is a pioneer in what we call third wave coffee, which is coffee that is roasted to showcase its flavor profile and its traceable. And that was kind of the catalyst to develop our business model. So she fell in love with specialty coffee. She left EY. She moved to San Francisco, took some roasting classes, bought a roaster, and moved in with our parents in their garage in Green Valley.
Oh goodness!
And I had left Japan to come back and study hospitality, while she was roasting out of our parents' garage, and it just kind of like worked. There was a little bit of inspiration on my part to one day I might run this company, and this was in 2010, 2011, and here we are. So
that's cool.
Yeah. But between, after that, she got things up and running. I graduated from NAU also. And then I moved on to Four Seasons Hualalai in Kona. I was working there in management.
Oh, terrible.
And that, it was, if anyone,
what a
horrible
sacrifice.
things to
What
say
a
about
sacrifice.
the island life.
No, in Kona, of all
Kona.
places, which is one of my favorite coffees, is Kona coffee, because it's low acidity, all that beautiful things.
That's right. Yeah, it kind of takes you to Kona, right?
It does.
When you drink a cup of coffee, you dream of being there.
So back
without
to
being there.
when you say the name, was it like following the Yellow Brick Road home? Is that how it came out, or?
Well, so our elementary school was Violet Avenue, and really we just loved the color and the noun. And so Yellow Brick, yellow is the sun and the sun belt where coffee grows, and then Yellow Brick just kind of rolls, very easy to remember, and also a reference to our signature packaging, which is the Yellow Brick box. That's a variety pack of 4 different coffees.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yummy.
Yeah,
That's super cool. I mean, just the we regularly hear about family owned mom and pop businesses, but this is a brother and sister business, and that's super, super awesome. And just like I thought, that origin story kind of really made just this what is this rich organization that is becoming a pillar of Tucson even that richer. So thank you for sharing that story with us.
Very much appreciate you saying that. It's been a quite a journey. So being a pillar of Tucson that is way more than I ever.
Well, dream big, my friend, because it doesn't take much in this city.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're actually going to be hosting a Tucson Charity Food Festival. We'd love for you guys to come down and be a part of that. It's going to be January 13th. It's at the Knights of Columbus building, which is just down the street or around the corner from your coffee shop. But that's 601 South Tucson Boulevard, and gates will open the doors will open at 10. But we're going to be doing a brisket smoke-off, food trucks, car show, and we're going to have vendors as well. Yes.
10
super
a.m.
excited about it. Yep.
Yeah, where is Yellow Brick Coffee located, and how can people get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so we are on 800 North Country Club, so pretty close to where the Knights of Columbus event is happening. So Country Club and Tucson run parallel. So it's very close to Sam Hughes neighborhood, Speedway and Country Club.
Nice.
That is, just kind of the not on the university, but just off. So perfect kind of location right there.
Perfect escape from
Yeah, perfect
the
escape.
U of A.
Yeah.
Well, I am your host of the Tucson Tasty Show, Wesley Source. We'll be right back. Special thank you to our sponsors, Kiki Rogers with Country Financial Insurance, Viral Premium Beef. That's vepremiumbeef.com. ERC Junction. Sean Smiley's going to be coming in on the next segment. Veteran Rescue Mission, of course. Bella's Gelato. Pitcher Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Dirty Cactus Soap and Mafia Kitchen. Some of the best cannolis ever made. Mafia Kitchen. Andrea's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll be here next week. But I'm Wesley Source, your host, and stay tasty, Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with Pastor John McLean, my friend from Veteran Rescue Mission. How you doing?
Good. Yeah. I'm your friend from Veteran Rescue Mission, your fellow veteran friend, because we don't talk about it enough, but you're an Air Force vet, and I thank you for your service, my friend.
Thank you, and thank you for your service as well.
Yeah, well, it's my honor.
So we're back in studio with Sean Smiley from ERC Junction. How you doing today, Sean?
Fantastic. Every day is a fantastic day.
We talked about the Vera Earl Ranch tour that you were kind enough to join us on. That was a blast. I was telling John that they gave us like a ton of meat for free because we hung out and he laughed.
Jokes on me. Jokes on me.
It did take off. So that was a really fun tour.
It was, and then we ended it going over and getting some pizza at that winery.
Yeah, Dos Cabezas.
Dos Cabezas, and they had the Vera Earl pizza, and it was like birria.
Well, in the charcuterie with
And
with the charcuterie with the dried meat that we don't talk about.
Man, that was good.
Yeah, it was a cool tour, and it was like Wesley mentioned earlier, it seemed like we could have done it for another 3 or 4 hours. Like we didn't even barely feel like we got all of the tour because there was just so much going on that ranch that I didn't even realize what was involved in it. Yeah. So that was cool.
Well, almost 220,000 acres.
Yeah. 223,000 acres.
Crazy.
Yeah, biggest area, I think. Just a massive ranch, and it was from one mountain range all the way to the other mountain range.
Yeah.
The Santa Ritas all the way out to the Chiricahuas is where they're running cattle from. And they were beautiful cows. They didn't smell great, but they looked tasty.
Well, and I can't wait to cook up that tomahawk steak, that I got. And, John didn't get one, of course.
No,
I did not. I didn't get any of that free
I got
meat.
the beef shank. I'm looking forward to that beef shank with gravy. Anyways, we have a special guest here today. It's Marcus of Fryoholics. How you doing today, Marcus?
I'm doing great. It's amazing to be here.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
And what is Fryoholics now? It's a ghost kitchen.
Yes. So normally I would work out of a restaurant after they close.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go in there, set up, buy all my own products. All I'm using is the building, the kitchen, and the plates.
Mm.
I buy all my stuff, prep it up, get it ready to go, and then hopefully sell a lot of food.
Yeah,
Trying to bring the flavors to Tucson.
the last event that you did was absolutely incredible with those fries, and you had how many different fries did you have on there? Types of loaded fries.
I had 6, one
Mm.
dessert, and then 5 different options of just restaurant quality loaded
Mm.
fries.
Interesting.
Not
So what
sure.
kind of stuff do you put on them?
So, okay, I got the surf and turf, which is 24-hour marinated steak with chimichurri. Then I have jumbo shrimp with pineapple mango pico on top of fries. I had my version of carne asada fries, which is, again, the 24-hour marinated steak,
Mhm.
avocados, chimichurri, crema, fresh pico, everything fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want to try
Green
some of
onion
that.
curls. I did vidya fries. I've done chicken tinga.
What made you start this kind of a restaurant, pop-up restaurant with a ghost kitchen? I mean, every time I say ghost kitchen, John goes, ooh.
I know, I'm keeping it in my head. I think I'm keeping the spooky comment in my head right now because it was annoying you earlier. So.
A ghost kitchen, again, is just, go ahead.
Just taking over another local restaurant here after hours.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it over, making it your own, and giving your product to the city.
Yes, and then and I think to add on to Wesley's question, one, what made you think of getting into this type of cuisine, and two, what made you go think about starting and going about this way in the inception?
I came up with Fryaholics. My wife came up with the name. She won't let me.
Yeah,
that credit.
Gotta get the
my
credit.
wife's the same way.
That's she came up with the
Yeah.
name. Once I heard it, I was like, "That's it right there."
Mm-hmm.
Because it's an addiction we can all love.
Mm-hmm.
And I started doing Fryaholics because I love loaded fries. That's my go-to appetizer when I go out to eat.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
But it's always the same thing. It's green onions or chives on top of fries with
Mm-hmm.
bacon bits and some shredded cheese melted
Mhm.
on top. That's boring.
Yeah.
I want to bring the restaurant quality freshness
Mm.
and ingredients to loaded fries and just bring them up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
Stack it up. It's not frozen fries. I do fresh cut.
Mm.
So with that, I mean, if you do something a little differently with your fries. Tell us about your French fries.
Yeah, I usually try and do it the day before.
Okay.
I cut them. I blanch them. I blanch them for like 4 to 5 minutes
Mm.
in the fryer. Take them out. Let them cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then next day I lower the temperature of the fryer and then cook them for an extra minute or two, just so it's extra crispy on the outside and still soft on the inside, just for my to-go orders,
Mm.
for the people that can't always sit down and eat but always want to take it to go. But when you
Mhm.
take loaded fries to go, when you get home, they're soggy.
Mm-hmm.
It's mushy. It's almost like you're having loaded mashed potatoes instead.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I want you to still have that crispy crunch with your French fries, and that's what I deliver. I've had multiple people at my pop-ups message me and be like, I got a to-go order. My wife drove 30 minutes home, got home, and they were still crispy. I was like, that's what I love.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal.
So with the ghost kitchen concept, is it like if someone's having a birthday party or a wedding or something, that variety they'd hire you, or what exactly is the setup?
They can hire me if they
Mhm.
feel like it, but for me, it's literally I pick a weekend or a week that's convenient for me and the
Mhm.
restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and I promote it months ahead of time, 2 to 3 months ahead of time, just to get the word out. And then I open the doors at 5 p.m. that day, and I wait, and I hope people show up.
And when you say open the doors, like the doors up that restaurant that you use their
Mhm.
kitchen? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
So you're not getting any drive-by traffic. Is all this through social media, or how do
Ev-
people find you?
Everything's through social media.
Wow.
Social media
Mhm.
and word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of my favorites, I had this lady come in to, I think it was like my second or third pop-up. And she sat down at the bar by herself, no one with her. And then they were asking me, like, do you know her? I was like, no, I don't know her. And my server went up there and asked her, and she's like, just by chance, how did you hear about us? And she was like, oh, I saw it on Instagram and I saved it. And then she made sure she came through. That's my biggest thing, because I'm not from Tucson. So I'm trying to reach the Tucson community in different ways, and one of the best ways is through food. So
When's your next pop-up?
at the moment, I had to switch it because it was originally going to be January 5th and 6th, but I'm no longer at Prep and Pastry, and there was just, I feel comfortable doing it somewhere else. So right now, once I get in and get comfortable, I'm planning on talking to Bisbee's owners, another local group, just because that's where I'm working at now. They close at the perfect time for me, and if they will allow it, that's where it'll be the next spot. But as soon as I get the date, I will be sure to let you guys know.
Interesting. That's such a cool, unique idea. You always do this where you like introduce me to kind of like concepts I've never seen before. So it's just like, so let's just say I'm John Q. Public and I want to get some of that Friaholics. Like, what does that look like?
What are you asking me about?
Like, if like today I'm like, man, I would really like to try some of that Friaholics. Like, how do I try it within the week? How do I try it within the month? Like, how do I get a hold of your services, and how do I hire you? What does that look like?
Oh, just straight through Instagram. I have on my Instagram profile, I have my personal page linked. I have my email, everything. Just if anybody wants to hire me or trying to get a hold of some Friaholics, just shoot me an email.
At
We can get it set up.
Friaholics on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, Friaholics. Nice.
Yeah, no, and yeah, I'm super excited for you to have your next Ghost Kitchen pop up. But yeah, I don't know. I want some now.
I know. Yeah, I was talking about all these loaded fries.
I like that question you asked. It's like, how do I get some?
Yeah. Interesting. So, I mean, for we got another probably about a minute and a half for our listeners that are listening. Like, what would you like them to know? Like, how can they connect with you? Like, how can this platform best serve what you're talking about? Because right now you're making all of our mouths water. We want to eat it. So, like, I'm sure the people that are listening, they're feeling the same way.
Yeah. I mean, just reach out to me on Instagram, whether it's a DM or you're emailing me or whatever the case may be. I get the notification straight to my phone. I answer within the same day.
And what would you say, like, let's just say I am having a birthday party coming up. What's like the minimum amount of people or minimum amount of plates that you're looking, that you want to be able to serve to make it worth your time, for lack of a better word?
At this moment, I'm trying to get my name out of there, so there is no limit or minimum.
Nice.
You just let me know, and I can put the rest together.
Well, if you can come over to my house for dinner tonight, that would be.
He's got 3 kids, so at least 5 people
kids.
need to eat. And I'll bring my kids over, so it'll be like 20 of us.
Right, I was going to say. But
Can you use the turkey fryer he's got in the backyard?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
there you go. I don't have a turkey fryer in the backyard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I don't fry turkeys. I smoke turkeys.
So yeah, he's definitely a smoker type of guy. Yeah.
Do you spatchcock
Give him the meat,
it?
he'll smoke.
No. Yeah,
that's the key right
I do
there.
it whole, and for this Thanksgiving, I actually used ghee, and I brushed it over the top with the herbs. It was really good. We have some left, I think, maybe, but I had to do 2 20-pound turkeys because there's never leftovers.
Yeah.
So
I feel the same. I do. I smoke my turkey every year. I spatchcock it, break the chest, so it gets that even smoke, and then I make my own compound butter, and after I brine it for a day or 2.
Yep. Gotta brine it.
He's for real. He's for real.
Well, I am your host of the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll be right back after this short break. And a special thank you to our sponsors, Kiki Rogers with Country Financial Insurance, Vero Premium Beef, ERC Junction, Veteran Rescue Mission, Bella's Gelato, Pitcher Rock's Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Dirty Cactus Soap with Kelly. She was on a little bit earlier. Mafia Kitchen, the best cannolis in Tucson. Sorry you missed that this morning. She brought it into the meeting. But I'm your host, Wesley Source. Stay Tasty Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with Pastor John McClain, Sean Smiley, and Marcus of Fry-O-Holics. And you can find him on Instagram. We're moving into my favorite part of the show, and that is the Tasty Bites. Over to you, Sean.
Yes. So it's time now for Tasty Bites, sponsored by me, Sean Smiley, and ERC Junction. This is the place to be to find out about the great food in Tucson.
And ERC Junction.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a second. You have helped hundreds of businesses across
Absolutely.
the country.
Yeah,
Billions.
we work. We work with people nationwide. We just finalized one this morning for a client.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually out of state. I keep things confidential, so I don't want to give too many details. But she runs a nursing care facility, and so they got a decent number of employees, 80 to 100, something like that. They're going to get $1.6 million back.
1.6 million.
Yes.
The big M.
Yep. And we've got a lot of clients in that range. Most of the people we help have between 5 and 50.
And she had already applied for the ERC, and she just didn't get everything back.
No, in her case, she hadn't done it before. But we've had clients. I think I've told you the story before. There's a local restaurant, one of the ones I love going to, one of my favorites. They had already done ERC with somebody other than my company and had gotten $550,000 back. I said, well, let us have a look. Maybe there's some extra money there, maybe another 20, 30 grand. We got them another $698,000 because these other firms just don't look at all the details.
Wow.
And so we want to offer that service to anybody in Tucson. If you got at least one employee during 2020 or 2021, give me a call, 520-576-3524. Sean Smiley, we'll have a look, and if we can't find any money for you, there's no cost for us to try.
Outstanding. And that's you can also go to ercjunction.com.
Exactly.
And
That's right.
sign up for a free look.
That's right.
For your employee retention credit checkup.
Well, and since we're focused on Tasty Tucson here, right, Wesley?
Yes.
The average restaurant that we've helped here in Tucson has gotten between $250,000 and $450,000 back.
Wow.
So they're doing new renovations, fixing up the roof, the parking lot, redoing the carpet, whatever they need, because they went through some tough times.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Well, Marcus, tell us a little bit about what you brought in for us to eat today.
All right, so I brought in one of my desserts. I brought in a watermelon crinkle cut fries. And people always ask me, like, wait, you deep fried watermelon? I was like, no. I have a crinkle cutter. I hand cut all the watermelon just so it looks like fries. Then I top it with a little bit of tahini. And then I either have it on the side or on top, but chamoy. I usually like to put it on top just because it looks like a plate of fries with some ketchup on it.
Well, I'm passing these over to John.
Oh, yeah.
And they look amazing. And do you know what chamoy is?
I was just going to ask.
John?
Yeah, you got to tell us.
No idea.
Tell us about chamoy.
Honestly, I do not know the process of making chamoy. I do know that is
it's like the
mango
Mexican.
chamoy.
It's like a Mexican candy. That's a mango chamoy. And in fact, Mafia Kitchen does a drink with chamoy, and she actually rims her cup, and then it's a pickle drink. It's delicious.
Wow.
Is that what this is?
That's what that is.
Okay, and let me say this to you, my friend. I must like you, because one, I don't like watermelon. so I'm going to try this. And I'm expecting that this is going to change my mind about watermelon. So here I go.
Oh, it will.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
As John tries it, he is still skeptical, I think.
It tastes like watermelon.
It does.
But it is good. It's like, it's subtle. It's just certainly, it kind of like, for me, definitely not being a fan of the watermelon, it kind of, it has other flavors that that it can play off of.
Mhm.
But I'll let you guys try this just because I'm really not a fan of watermelon whatsoever.
Ah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I
We
got
should've
some
told you.
watermelon candy that you should try as well.
Well, I like watermelon candy, but actually watermelon itself I don't like.
That chamoy is like molasses. It's really
Yeah.
thick. Isn't
Oh
it?
yeah,
Mm.
it's definitely a sauce. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It's good though. It's definitely it's a take on watermelon
That's
that I've
amazing.
never had. For
Yeah.
sure.
right?
I don't think you got enough chamoy. That's what I think. Because that didn't
Let
taste
me
like
try one of those.
traditional watermelon to me. There was way more going on.
Watermelon is actually my favorite EG's flavor. So
Same.
What's funny, when we were talking about loaded fries, I was thinking about E.G.'s. My kids growing up, they always got the ranch with those little bacon bits that aren't even bacon, I don't think.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I can't wait to try
that's
yours.
good. Where do you get your chamoy from?
This one I picked up on the fly.
Mm,
I
okay.
didn't get the name because it wasn't on the label, but it is a locally sourced chamoy.
Wonderful.
But normally I just grab like the generic original.
So I brought in some hot sauce. It's not your mama's chamoy. And you got to try that with some of this watermelon. I think that you're going to be
Let's do
pleasantly
it.
surprised. It's a bit spicy, not going to lie. I tried some on a chip earlier just because I got too excited, and my mouth is just starting to stop burning.
To recover.
Well, that's what you get for trying to always burn my mouth.
Well,
Maybe I should get a few of your chips over there to back me
Amazing.
up and help.
That's delicious.
it's good though, right? I mean,
Yeah. That tastes just
All right.
like
I tried to get just
and
a
we
tiny
got this
bit.
from Frank at
Yeah.
Tucson Tamale Company on Oracle and Ina.
Good old
And
Frank.
he has over 350 hot sauces. No, you don't like it?
Oh, I was offering it to John, and he said no.
Yeah, he said no.
I did
That's
my
delicious.
taste. I
That's really
tasted
good.
it.
I like the chamoy better.
Yeah,
But that hot sauce is good.
hot sauce.
These
is
are
really
really.
It's just a notch or two higher than I normally go.
Yeah,
the
I want to
spice.
think if you're a watermelon fan, these watermelon fries that Fryaholics brought hit the spot. Hit the
Mhm,
spot. I almost
mhm.
feel bad being the guy tasting these because I'm not really doing the justice to the review that they should have. But yeah, they look super fancy, and they definitely have a variety of flavors that that you would like. So yeah, that's my review. I'm sorry, Fryaholics. I'm
Oh.
sorry. Yeah,
No
toot your
problem.
own, man. Yeah.
See, what I'll have to do is maybe in a few weeks or so,
Mm-hmm.
I'll make one of my staple fries,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just stop by and drop it off.
Oh,
Game.
perfect.
Game. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, actually, what we'll link up. I don't have a card, but I also host a radio show. I'll have you on my show. You can bring your signature fries, and we'll talk about it.
That works. Awesome.
Game.
Yeah, I'll let you pick.
Trying to edge me out of the Tucson Tasty show over
I
here.
have a new segment called the Tucson Tasty Show.
Well, in the time that we have left, I want to talk about this the Tucson Charity Food Festival, and it's amazing the support that I'm getting from this. We just announced this on Monday,
Mhm.
and it's just the floodgates are opening. Which is really cool to see. If everybody mark your calendar, it's going to be January 13th. It's a Saturday, and the doors are going to open at 10 a.m. The brisket smoke-off portion is going to start earlier in the morning because brisket needs a lot of time to cook, especially when you're smoking it because it's low temperatures.
Mm.
And even if you're doing it hot and fast, like Mike Elefante told us about, you still need at least 7 to 9 hours. So it's gonna be a blast.
Can I take
though,
a nap in the middle of this event? How does that work?
if you want to?
I may need to. That's a long
I have a
event.
private room
Yeah,
and a
for
kitchen that
sure.
I get to hang out in. So
Okay. I'll put a cot in the corner.
you're gonna be one of the judges, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'm there.
yeah.
I'm there. You know I'm there.
We're
It's
gonna
square.
we're gonna have at least 6 judges, which is really
Okay.
exciting because we gotta try like
Yeah.
20 briskets. We're gonna do a double blind. because we get to walk around and talk to them. But food trucks, car show, and then we're gonna also have vendors inside the building. So come and check it out. And
So
hopefully
it starts
we'll see
10
you there.
a.m. January 13th.
Yes.
How late do you think it's going to go?
We're gonna close by 6, and then go over to the second Saturday downtown.
And
Yeah.
what time's the judging going to happen?
Judging's going to start at 4:30, give or take 5 minutes, and we'll announce the winners by 5:30 for the brisket smoke-off. The car show portion, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and we're still looking for vendors. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for cars who want to enter the car show. We're looking for people who want to be part of the smoke-off. All levels of involvement. The Tucson Tasty Show at gmail.com
Mm-hmm.
to contact us if you're interested in being involved.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, if you have a question or a recommendation, that's where you want to email us as well. The Tucson Tasty Show at gmail.com. The best question will get a dinner at the Arizona Sands Club. Doesn't that sound like fun?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a
Right?
great prize.
Yeah. And we just want to hear from our listeners. So definitely check us out, the Tucson Tasty Show at gmail.com. And every Sunday from 3 to 4 is when we're on. So
Yeah.
we'll be here next week and the following week. And
And all the platforms,
week.
the YouTube and on the iTunes and all the other places you can find the podcast as well. So definitely check it
yeah,
out.
we're all over.
Mhm.
Well, when you call
so
me for
definitely
ERC,
listen.
be sure to tell me that you heard us talking about ERC here with Wesley and John, Pastor John.
Yeah.
Please do. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I am your host, Wesley Source. Thank you for joining us on another amazing show. We'll see you next week from 3 to 4 on Sunday, where we will have Mafia Kitchen back in the studio, which super excited about that because I always love the cannolis that she brings in.
That's the only reason you do it. I know.
No.
No. Okay.
I do it for the people.
Oh, okay, for the
because
people. Mhm.
we get to talk to some amazing people.
Yeah.
But a special thank you to our sponsors. That's and guests. That's Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance, Farrell Premium Beef, Veteran Rescue Mission, The Guys Next Door, Pitcher Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Dirty Cactus Soap, ERC Junction, Bella's Gelato, Mafia Kitchen. I'm your host, and you've got to stay tasty, Tucson.
Yep.